Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Last time I had some echo problems. Still not sure what happened there. And thanks for joining me. I promised myself after the launch live chat that I would learn some tips and tricks for YouTube live streaming. But with the Kickstarter going on, I haven't had time to do any of that. So I still don't have a clue what I'm doing. I see a couple people in the chat. Hey, Leslie and Dan. Welcome. I honestly have no idea how to tell if there's anybody else there, but anyone that is there, welcome. Happy to have you. Before we get into revealing the guest designers, well, first of all, if anyone has any, oh, thanks, Leslie. There's 4 people. Welcome, all 4 of you, and thanks for joining. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about Phantom Epoch, about Exiles of Volan, about the Kickstarter, about Dotira Games, anything, just feel free to ask in the chat, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that come up. But I thought, first things first, we could take a look at how the Kickstarter is doing. I just refreshed the page 10 minutes ago, I think, and we had just hit 700. So that's awesome. A day and a half, and we're already at 700 backers. I couldn't be more happy. You all are amazing, and as I keep saying, just thank you. This is awesome. I think we have probably about 40 all-in early birds left, so those are running out now. If you haven't gotten in on them and you're interested in the all-in, it's time to do that. Welcome, Paul. Yes, party. Almost time to party. Too busy so far. Once things quiet down, then it's time to party. All right, let's switch over for a second to the main page and scroll down to the community goals. And yeah, so we unlocked 2 guest designers. We are somewhere around 110 community actions so far. So if you haven't gotten in on that, everybody has the opportunity to contribute to it. And even if you've already done it, make another post. So the things are rating on Board Game Geek, which if you did, by the way, before the Kickstarter started, let us know. We'll count it. Why not? Let's see. Becoming a fan on Kickstarter, that's the little, sorry, not Kickstarter, Board Game Geek. That's the little heart button on Board Game Geek when you're looking at Phantom Epoch. I have been counting subscribes on Board Game Geek too, so we'll count those. There's an extra opportunity. Let's see, joining the Discord. We've had a lot of new people in the Discord, and it's great chatting with everyone there. And if you do join the Discord and you've backed the campaign, make sure to let me know so I can set you up with the Exiles of Volan backer role to get access to backers only chat. And then tagging us on social media. So just make a post about Phantom Epoch. Tag us at Dotira Games on Instagram or at Phantom Epoch on TikTok. There's really not much action going on TikTok, to be honest. We haven't really even been using it ourselves, but we included it because we learned at Gamma that apparently TikTok is fairly big in the board game community. Who knew? So if you're on TikTok, that's an option. And really, if you're on any other social media too, just let us know. We'll count everything, and we'll count multiple posts too. Let's get all these designers unlocked. I'm excited about them. So, speaking of unlocking the designers, I wasn't sure if I would be alone here or not, but it's good. We have some people in the chat. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to switch my screen for a second. And we have 8 numbered cards here. And I scrambled to do this about 10 minutes before the stream, so the other sides of them do not look pretty, but they have the designers' names on them. So I'm just going to ask everyone in the chat. You're getting ahead of me, Leslie. You read my mind. Maybe we could count people completing the game type poll on Board Game Geek too. Yeah, uh, I'll count it. Why not? So when you're on the Phantom Epoch Board Game Geek page, there's kind of a hidden poll just below, I think it's below the game description. And in fact, I'll switch the window there for a second. Let's keep the anticipation building. Let me pull it up and I will just show you. There we go. So yeah, so we're on the Phantom Epoch page. If you scroll down to the classification section here, actually I'm not sure that's even showing up on my screen, is it? Let's resize this. Yeah, so there's a classification type here. And this poll, if you click the little poll button, you can vote on what kind of game you most think Phantom Epoch falls under. So far, everyone would agree thematic games. So yeah, voting in that poll, it helps people looking specifically for thematic games to find Phantom Epoch. So we'll count that as well. And yes, let's go back to the main event. No more distracting me, Paul. All right, so we have a 6 in the chat. I want everybody that's in the chat to just throw out a number. We'll do the first designer first, and then we'll throw out numbers again for the second designer. So everyone in the chat pick a number between 1 and 8. We'll flip the card and we'll find out who it is. And if there's a tie, which there's going to be, I think, I don't know. We'll figure out what to do. Thanks, Paul, for repeating a number for help me out on that. So far we have 2 7s, a 6, and a 4. Any other numbers? We'll give it a couple more seconds here, and then we will flip card number 7. And just so you know, I don't even know what's on these. I randomized them, so I'm not sure what's on the other side. That's why Paul joined Dotira Games, to get me out of tight situations that I put myself in. All right, let's do it. Let's flip 7. Oh, I think that this is probably someone that a lot of people wanted to see. So Emil Larson from Sun Tzu Games. Yeah. Rogue Angels. That's what everyone knows him for. Rogue Angels. He and I went to Kickstarter with Phantom Epoch and Rogue Angels around the same time. And even at that time, we were chatting with each other about our separate experiences, both sci-fi games. Rogue Angels is fantastic. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to try it out, definitely try it out. I think it's still available to late pledge. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's still available to late pledge, but probably not for much longer. So definitely check it out. Yeah, so as I was saying, we launched around the same time on Kickstarter. And even back then, backers of both were asking if we'd ever do a collaboration. So actually, I first had him in mind when I thought that this one-shot thing was a perfect way to do a collaboration. And the idea that we have, thanks, Dan. Yeah, so Rogue Angels is still available to late pledge. I don't think it's going to be much longer. The most recent update makes it sound like it's going to be shipping pretty soon. They faced some delays. Phantom Epoch did too after the first Kickstarter. It's a turbulent world for delivering board games and anything else for that matter. But yeah, so the idea with this collaboration is that he's actually going to base it in the Rogue Angels universe. So Phantom Epoch, if you're not familiar with the story yet, I think most people here probably are. There's gates to different parts of the galaxy in Phantom Epoch. Who's to say one of those gates doesn't go to a whole nother universe, like the Rogue Angels universe? So he's going to use the Phantom Epoch systems, one-shots, but he's going to base it on Rogue Angels. And that way people who aren't familiar with Rogue Angels will get a taste of his storytelling and that universe. And honestly, the storytelling in Rogue Angels, it's incredible. He's got some really cool stuff going on there. So I'm really excited to see what he comes up with. And I'll probably talk to him and see if we can get him to talk to you guys a little bit about what he might have in mind for this mission. I think he wanted to join the live stream tonight. Just a coincidence we drew him first. But it's 3 a.m. where he is. So pretty sure he's sound asleep right now. All right. So that was the first guest designer. Let's do the second. Everyone pick a number and two of you make sure it's the same number. If we have a tie, maybe I'll roll the d8, which I had planned on doing if nobody was in here. Give it a few seconds to catch up with the delay. Would he use the same map book, or would it be possible to get a Rogue Angels map? That's actually a really good question. What we had talked about was reusing a Phantom Epoch map. But if he can make a printable Rogue Angels map to do it on, that would be really cool. That's a great idea, Leslie. I will definitely talk to him about that. All right, we got a 3, a 4, and a 6. And Paul's going to jump in here and save me with a duplicate number, or I'm going to roll the dice if not. Sometimes he only feels so generous. All right, Paul's not feeling generous right now. So we got a 3, a 4, and a 6. Let's see which one comes up on the D8. All right, it's a 3. Miranda. All right, let's flip card number 3. Taylor and, I'm going to butcher his name, Falk. I actually realized 15 minutes before the stream that I didn't know how to pronounce his name, and I messaged him hoping he'd be around to tell me. So this is a guest designer, well, these are guest designers that most likely, I mean, maybe you've heard of them, but they don't actually have a release game yet. But they're working on a really fantastic sci-fi game with a very cool concept called Somnus, S-O-M-N-U-S. And I really encourage anyone who hasn't heard of it to check it out. They don't have a date to go to crowdfunding yet, but I've done some playtesting of it. And yeah, it's really exciting. So I reached out to them actually to see if they'd be interested in guest designing, because I wanted, well, first of all, because I think their design for their game is great. And I think they'll do a great job on Phantom Epoch one-shot mission. And again, I think this one would work setting it in their universe, the Somnus universe. So I think that would be cool to see. But also I reached out to them because I wanted to help bring some eyes to their game, because I think it deserves it. They haven't done much advertising yet at all, but it's a really fantastic game. So definitely check out Somnus, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with for their one-shot. I think it's going to be cool. All right, we got our 2 guest designers. Since I'm using Tabletop Simulator for this, I'm just going to save this here, and for the next one we'll do the same thing again. But I think we'll probably call it a wrap here, unless anyone has any questions they want to ask. The Kickstarter, again, it's going great. For those not familiar with Kickstarter, it's totally normal to see a bit of a drop-off on day 2, like we had. It wasn't even, like, it was a strong day 2 for Kickstarter. Each day it will drop off a little bit more. That's totally normal. And then towards the end of the campaign again, it'll pick up as everyone's getting in before the campaign ends. We're on a totally normal trajectory in that regard. And we'll be unlocking the community goals throughout. I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to hit the 200,000. I don't want to jinx myself. I should knock on wood here, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we're going to hit the 200,000 mark so that we can unlock the foreteller soundtrack, which, yeah, their work is amazing. It's going to add so much to the atmosphere of the game to have that soundtrack going when you're playing through missions. I'm really excited about it. All right, I think that's probably enough from me. Thank you for joining me so that I didn't have to do this alone. And we'll see you in another update